Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be doing my debut for NCL game, which was in November 2010. And it's an interesting little story because I wasn't meant to be playing that weekend, and then I came in club on one Thursday, and then I got told that I was going to be playing that weekend, and I was thrust into the action against Gloucestershire Gambits, and I was board 6 in the same game as the game I showed from Andy Hortons. And I had a very easy debut game here against an opponent graded 162 ECF and 9057 ELO, which is substantially higher than me. And to make matters worse, he's been over 2100 and played in the main British Championships, and he's called Geoffery Taylor, which I'm sure a lot of you watching will have heard of him because he's been playing at quite a good level for a number of years now. And what makes this game also amazing is that I was white, and I'm sure all of you who go in the King's Crusher Cafe on Chesscube know that I absolutely detest the move 1e4, and I played it. This was before my d4 days. The first game I played d4 actually is a 4NCL game, and it was another graded friendly, but I lost the score sheet, so out of the games then that's the only one you won't be able to see. It's not a very good game anyway, it was full of like stupid mistakes and all that. It ended up a draw. Anyway, my opponent responded with the super sharp Sicilian defence, and more importantly, the Najdorf variation, which is characterised by 5a6. Black's devoting the whole tempo to controlling b5 and can consider expanding with b5, but in a lot of lines Black follows up with e5, which is very controversial because the d5 square is permanently weakened, because as you might notice there aren't any black pawns that can control it, so it therefore becomes an outpost for white's pieces. But Black is grabbing some space and driving white's knight back. I'm also aiming for an English attack setup, which is like a bishop on e3 and a pawn on f3. And then, I do that at the start, but then I end up castling kingside, which I think you castle queenside in English attack, or the 150 attack, but I wasn't 150 at the time. Knight b3, bishop e7, f3, adding more protection to e4, because in a lot of Sicilians, especially in Najdorf and Dragon, Black plays rook c8, and then sacks on c3 and then takes on e4, gaining very good compensation for the exchange. Now comes bishop e6, knight d5, a bit controversial and filling the d5 square early, but this was a long time ago and I didn't really know anything about openings at the time. So it takes, bishop f5. So I've got a d5 square, d5 pawn is cramping Black a bit, like the knight can't come to c6, but it'd be better to have a piece on that square. Bishop d3, bishop g6. Of course, Black doesn't want to trade because white developed the queen with tempo. Castle kingside, which I don't usually do these days as white. Knight d7, a4. The idea is to like clamp down in any queenside expansion Black may be planning with b5. f5, quite a risky dynamic move, gaining space but weakening the kingside. But planning aggressive moves such as f4 and then maybe bishop f7, which would attack d5, and then throwing the g and h pawns at my king. Very dynamic game this, but a lot of Najdorf Sicilians are dynamic with positional pawn sacrifices and exchange sacks very common. You have to be a very good tactical player to excel in these positions. It was a favourite of Garry Kasparov and Bobby Fischer, two of the greatest players of all time. Knight d2, recycling the knight because it's doing nothing on b3 and getting in my way of any queenside expansion I might want. Knight f6, c4, protecting d5, but also blocking my bishop. f4. Now obviously I have to take here first. Now it's double edged this move because I've doubled Black's pawns, which are pretty weak now, but at the same time Black's got an open edge file for the rooks and good attacking chances on my king. And of course, being a lot higher rated, he'd want to try and hack me up as quick as possible. Bishop f2, queen d7, Before we go on, I'd actually like to say a funny little incident that happened right at the start, like about move 6. What happened was we was all in this room, and then like there's some kind of power cut there was, and the lighting was really bad, so we had to like set up the positions again in another room. Knight e4 takes, pawn takes. So now I've got a strong centre, which I was quite happy with this position. But now he goes g5, and he's playing g4 and f3 and all sorts of nasties. So I play h3, and now I was pretty sure in this position he was going to play king f7, and then like castle, so king f7, and then double rooks on the h file, and then to play something like g4 and bust me up. And he surprised me here and actually castled queenside, which actually is right into a pawn storm now. First I played bishop b6, getting the bishop to a strong square where it cuts the king off and attacking the rook. Rook df8, b4, and now it's getting critical now because I'm threatening b5. In fact, it's just could do with an engine now. Stockfish I think we'll use. There we go. It says the position is about equal here. It's suggesting maybe stacking the pawn with g4. Let's have a look. So let's say I materialistic take. I'll probably take with the queen. Queen takes. Pawn takes. Now something like rook h4. And the thing is that your pawn can't be defending, and black's probably got an equal endgame here, although I would probably prefer white. But it's dynamically equal, this position. You went king b8. Now I go b5, trying to rip open some lines towards the king. Maybe c5 was better. And black here I think should have played bishop d8, because this bishop on b6 is very strong, it cuts the king off and everything. And bishop d8 would probably well, it'd force me to retreat, and then black can maybe start his own attack. Instead he goes rook c8, which I didn't really get. I mean, it's attacking c4, but now I can just simply bust open the position with b takes a6. And in fact, he doesn't even take back. He goes rook takes c4, which is dynamics. It's like attacking e4 and breaking up my strong centre. But now I've got a very crushing attack. That here, queen b3 is very strong. Queen 3 and then rook a b1, and white's attack should win. Instead I took on b7, which isn't too good, because I can maybe play rook takes e4. You can play rook takes e4, but he actually plays rook c3, which is a terrible move. In fact, it's an absolute shock. It's basically a really bad blunder. But the problem is that I was really worried about getting blown away by a rook sack on h3, but it doesn't work. But I hadn't calculated it during the game, because at this point in my career I was playing quite fast. I was. But I'm now a bit of a time pressure addict. I mean, let's say I was looking at if it hadn't been worried about a sack, I'd probably played rook a b1, which is given his best here. Then let's say he does the sack. Let's say he uses the c rook. I take. Let's say queen takes. Bishop c. Now, they see the move now. All black's defending queen g3. I can go bishop c7 check. And if king takes c7, there is a forced mate here with b8 queen. Rook takes b8. Check. King d7. Check. King d8. Rook takes b8. And the queen has to block, and then you just take with mate. So the sack doesn't work with the c rook. and if you use the H rook, then you actually, this time you play, because the rook's on c3, you do it to a7 check. The thing is, it's a mate in 2 because this past b7 pawn is just so strong. If king c7 and b8 queen is automatically mate, and if you take the bishop, then you just queen. And it is mate next move on b6. So I didn't need to be worried about this sack because this pawn on b7 is so strong. There's all these tactics of bishop c7 and bishop a7. And Stephen Gordon actually showed me after the game he was a strong grandmaster and used to, he's played for 3Cs, he has, for a number of years, and he wasn't doing 4 NCL for us because he needs to really be playing first division with him being a strong grandmaster, but he still loves the club, and he was showing me this after the game. This was my big chance. Instead I chickened out with rook f3. I mean, it was my debut, I suppose that can be excused, but now my advantage is very small. After he takes b7. I've still got some advantage, though. I went a5, supporting the bishop. King a8. I think queen d3 still gives white a substantial advantage. I went rook c1, seizing the open file, but allowing rook c8. And then I thought here that I'd blown my big chance, but it'd be nice to get a draw against a really strong player as white. So if I swap everything off, then I should get a draw. I'd try and win this position now, though. It was my debut. So I take, queen takes, queen d3. And now this is the best move as well, but he does a nice positional pawn sack here, because his problem is that my bishop is dominating, but his bishop is really passive and hemmed in. It's like blocked in by his own pawns because they're on dark squares. So he goes g4, which practically equalises the position. I take, and now of course you can't take on g4 because of queen a6 followed by queen a7 and queen c7 mate, but now he has bishop h4, and he's got actually excuse me, he's actually got counter-attacking chances with his queen and bishop. So I go queen b5, letting him have the queens off, but after check, takes, king b7, this endgame is a draw. It's practically a dead draw, because my extra pawn's doubled, and black's king can stay on the king side and keep my and take care of my pawn and bishop, and because its bishop's the same colour, black's dark square bishop can protect his own pawns. So I just bring the king in. But now, this bishop e7 now, he stops to like my bishop attacking his pawns or anything. So it's bishop e7, king c4, king a6. We just move around for a bit, got to time control, and after king c4 I offered him a draw, which he accepted. The position's a dead draw. White can't make any progress at all here. You can have a look for himself afterwards. There's no winning methods here. The position's like blocked up as well. Black's king just stays there, takes charge of my a pawn, and I can't make any create a second, because in endgames you usually need to create 2 weaknesses to win, but I can't create a second one on the other side of the board because the g pawns are doubled. Because black's not really down the pawn here, and although my king's more active, it's got nothing to attack. So as a result, I offered a draw, but I was delighted but everyone was delighted with me after the game. I was really happy after getting a draw. I've never drawn against anyone this high before. And I even should have won really. When you look at the balance of the game, and we also drew the match as well with the help of that win I showed you in the previous video by one of our teammates. Anyway, I've got a match tonight actually, so there won't be any more videos, and hopefully we will win tonight. Tim C's playing as well, and please leave any comments or thoughts. Thanks for watching, and see you on YouTube.